Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living in Southeast Louisiana. I'm Reverend Larrye-Marie, the Spiritual Director here. And we are a group of radically inclusive spiritual renegades, healing hearts and creating community, and embracing conscious spiritual living. We continue our July theme of freedom, and today we are so very blessed to have not only the music, but a message by Gary Lynn Floyd. And he's talking about the freedom to be who we are. His stories and messages are quite impactful. So stay with us and journey with him through that way of becoming free to be all we can be. Let's begin with prayer. We just settle into that presence of spirit, that infinite intelligence, that profound love, that divine that is right here, right where we are, the source and the substance of everything. The essence of God is that raw material that is me and that's each of us. And the presence of God is all that each of us are. And it's always enough. I know that God is flowing in through and as me right now. And I know that each of us is here by divine appointment to hear something in the message or the music or the reading, in a quote, maybe in all of the above, that allows us to feel free to embrace all of who we are. I am so happy and grateful that you have decided to join us. And it's from that gratitude that I release my word into that law of mind, spirit, and action, knowing the truth that the divine has already called it good, that when we release it into that heart of God that always says yes, it's already done. So I can just say amen, and we can affirm it together. And so it is. And when we learn to step fully into who we are, we recognize the gift of peace that comes from relaxing into that essence of the divine that shows up through us. This new song of Gary's is about who we are and who we strive to be. It's called Instrument of Peace.
Good morning, Center for Spiritual Living, Southeast Louisiana. Wish I could be there with you in person today. Gary Lynn Floyd here with you. I got a brand new song to start out with today. It's called Instrument of Peace. I just released it as a single, so wherever you listen to digital music, go play it a couple of times. Spotify or Apple, Pandora, wherever that might be. I hope you'll sing along with me on this. Make me an instrument of peace, inspired by the prayer of St. Francis. Make me an instrument. Make me an instrument. Make me an instrument of peace. Sing that with me. Make me an instrument. Make me an instrument. Make me an instrument of peace. Where there is hatred, I will love. And where there is sadness, I will bring joy. And where there is darkness, I will shine. I am an instrument of peace. Sing it with me. Make me an instrument. Make me an instrument. Make me an instrument. Make me an instrument of peace. Make me an instrument. Make me an instrument. Make me an instrument of peace. Where there is hatred, where there is hatred, I will love. Where there is sadness, where there is sadness, I will bring joy. Where there is darkness, and where there is darkness, I will shine. I am an instrument of peace. I am an instrument of peace. Make me an instrument of peace. Make me an instrument of peace. I know you sound great. Let's sing it one more time. Make me an instrument. Make me an instrument. Make me an instrument of peace. Make me an instrument. Make me an instrument. Make me an instrument of peace. Where there is darkness, where there is hatred, I will love. Where there is sadness, where there is sadness, I will bring joy. Now where there is darkness, where there is darkness, I will shine. I am an instrument of peace. I am an instrument of peace. Make me an instrument of peace. Make me an instrument of peace. I am an instrument of peace. I am an instrument of peace. Make me an instrument of peace. Make me an instrument of peace. Make me an instrument. Make me an instrument. Make me an instrument of peace. One more time. Make me an instrument. Make me an instrument. Make me an instrument of peace. You sound great.
So this is our time for celebration and healing. Our time in our service where we celebrate life and we pray for people who desire prayer. We begin with celebration, so I invite you to say aloud, so that the whole universe can hear it, any event in your life for which you're grateful and joyful this week. And now we turn to the healing portion of our service. We're a community steeped in healing. So we pause now to pray for anyone who's not feeling the joy of life that we perhaps were just feeling. They're not feeling maybe that they have things to celebrate. And I truly love this part of our service because it's so in alignment with who we are. So let's pray. God is all there is. God is that love and that peace and ease and grace and freedom and so much more. And as an individual expression of the divine, each of us have within us all of these qualities of spirit. They're available to us right here and right now. And what I know to be the truth is that there are people on this planet right now that aren't embracing those qualities. So we stop for a moment and we create a circle of love. And in this community, we place in that circle of love anyone that we recognize within ourselves or for someone else that might need prayer. So I'm going to pause, and I just invite you to say aloud the names of all of those people that you want to include in our circle of love. I know that God is right where each of us happens to be, right here and right now, moving in, through, and as each of us. And I know that the divine has heard every name that we spoke, either in our hearts or aloud. And what I'd like you to do now is pause again, and from your heart to all of theirs, just send out love, knowing that the divine knows exactly how to distribute it. And what I know to be the truth is that anything that needs to be released within each of these people is being released now, be it disease of the mind, of the body, of the soul. I know that anything that's seeking to come forth and be lifted up can be lifted up. And that this release and this lifting up is healing whatever's called to be healed. I know that each of these people is feeling more deeply their connection with the divine right now. I have evidence of that, and I know it to be the truth for everyone that we place in our circle. So I'm so grateful to know that the God without is the God within me. The God without is the God within every person in our circle, every person in this community, and every person on this planet. And I'm grateful for that power of community prayer and what it means to the uplifting of the people on this planet. So it's from all that gratitude that I release this prayer into the law of mind, spirit, and action. Because I know that the divine, in all of its wisdom, has already called all of this good. Any heavy lifting that needs to be done to heal whatever needs to be healed, the divine is already taken care of. So I can just know it's already done, say amen, and together we can affirm it. And so it is. I invite you to join me for our community affirmation. My life's purpose is already within me, and I am committed to its unfoldment. I am here by divine appointment to join in a community that cares for one another, to be in a place that transforms people's lives, to remember the highest truth about myself, to learn spiritual tools for personal transformation, and thus to make the world a more joyful place. This is our time for meditation, a time that we set aside to just relax into the arms of the divine, to let go of anything in the past, anything up until this moment right here and right now, to release any thoughts of the future, and just to be present right here and right now. Gary has a great song for us, breathing in, breathing out. And as we relax into this meditation, just notice as you breathe what it is the divine wants you to know today about being free to be exactly who you are.
Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Sing that with me. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Open wide, feel my soul, free my mind, then I know what is real, what is true. Breathing me, breathing you. One more time, breathing in, breathing in, breathing out, 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 breathing in, breathing out. open wide, free my soul, free my mind, then I know what is real, what is true. Breathing me, breathing you, breathing in, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out.
Hello, I'm Robin by Carpenter Briscoe, and I am giving you today's reading. Caged Bird by Maya Angelou. A free bird leaps on the back of the wind and floats downstream till the current ends and dips his wing in the orange sun rays and dares to claim the sky. But a bird that stalks down his narrow cage can seldom see through his bars of rage. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The caged bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown but longed for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the caged bird sings for freedom. The free bird thinks of another breeze and the trade wind soft through the sighing trees and the fat worms waiting on the dawn bright lawn, and he names the sky his own. But a caged bird stands on the grave of dreams, and his shadow shouts on a nightmare scream. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The caged bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown but longed for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill. The caged bird sings for freedom. Thank you.
This song is a great introduction to the message, because when we strive to be the best me that we can be, we truly embrace the freedom to recognize who we are. And we have no need to hide our true self. This song is called I Promise Myself. Enjoy it, sing along.
I promise myself to do my best, loosen my grip and give it a rest. Find myself a soft place to fall. I promise myself to live it all. I promise myself some peace of mind. I make the choice to be loving and kind. With my arms around me right from the start, I heard the sound of my very own heart. And every day I'm ready to rise, ready to shine with a smile on my face. I'm gonna walk on the sunny side. I promise myself. I promise myself to be so strong that nothing can keep me down for long. I toss the map and forge a new path. If I stumble, then I'll have a good laugh. I promise myself to jump and dance and open up every time I get the chance. So much beauty in the world I see. If you need a helping hand, you can count on me. And every day I'm ready to rise, ready to shine with a smile on my face. Gonna walk on the sunny side. I promise myself. Oh, I promised myself I'm gonna soften my heart, write my own song, do my part, keep rolling along. I am a gift, I give it my all. I promise myself I will answer the call. Yeah. I promise myself, yeah. Every day I'm ready to rise, ready to shine with a smile on my face. I'm gonna walk on the sunny side. And every day I'm ready to rise, ready to shine with a smile on my face. I'm gonna walk on the sunny side. I promise myself. Oh, I promise myself. I promise myself. Hey there, it's me again. I'm giving the talk today. I've opened up the room a little bit. There's a reason for that, and I'll tell you that later. And I was having a little difficulty with the other way that I record my songs. So I'm recording in a different way through Zoom. So hopefully this is going to work. I'd like to begin by thanking Reverend Larry for believing in me and for giving me the opportunity to share with you in a little different way this morning. Not just singing a song at the keyboard, although the keyboard is right here in case I feel like I need it. But just to tell you some stories. I'm not going to say anything that you haven't heard before, nothing earth-shattering. You've got an incredible minister that gives you a lot of incredible insights and beautiful inspiration to go along your life. And I just hope this morning, through some of the stories that I can tell you about my experience with how I am free to be myself, that you'll be inspired to express that freedom to be yourself more fully. When I was thinking about this title, Free to Be Me, I was wondering, okay, well, what does freedom mean to me? And I came up with three things that freedom means to me. The first one is the freedom to act as if. One of my favorite books is by a guy named Neville Goddard. And it's called The Power of Awareness. And he talks about acting as if you are already that which you desire to be, and using your imagination to get into that space. He says, assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. I'll say that one more time. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Figure out what it feels like, what it would feel like to be that which you want to be, or to have that you want to have, and then feel it. Act as if you already have it. And there's power in that. And it's amazing the things that you can create, whether they be qualities in your life that you want to experience and to show up in the world that way, or if it's some thing that you want to experience. The reason that I opened this up is because this is my shed. This is my he shed. Some people call it my she shed, but it's really it's just my shed. And I wanted to tell a little story about the shed because Danny and I recently moved to Reno, and we have this nice big backyard, and we were like, oh, wouldn't it be cool to have a shed back here to where I can kind of have a little music room, maybe a studio. And so I started visioning that. I started acting as if, using my imagination, going, okay, let's see, what would that look like? And what would it feel like if I'm already in the shed? Okay, let me just kind of see what that looks like. And so I started looking at sheds. And I went to Tough Shed and I ordered a shed, and I didn't know how it was going to happen, but they came here, they assembled it. It was raw when I got it. There was nothing in here, but we got the insulation, and then we had a friend who came and wired it, did the electric, put lights in. I got sheetrock. He helped me put the sheetrock in. Danny and Rick put the sheetrock in. I painted, did some soundproofing, put in the carpet, and here I am in my shed. The important thing about the visioning, though, and the important thing about acting as if and assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Okay, I assumed the feeling of what it would feel like to be in this shed, but it didn't stop there. I didn't walk out the next day and then the shed was just in my backyard, but I had to go look at sheds. I had to go find one that I liked. I had to order it. I had to figure out how to finance it. I had to schedule the time when they came and built it. And then once it was here, it was empty and there was nothing in here. So I had to figure out, okay, well, yeah, we do want to insulate it and we want to put the sheetrock, and what color do I want to paint it? So setting the intention and acting as if isn't just a one-time thing. When Neville Goddard says, assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, he is saying, don't just do it one time. It has to be ongoing. It has to be a practice. It has to be something that you do over and over and make a practice of, and continue to set the intention and continue to feel what it feels like in order for you to move to that place of either having something in the physical world that you want to have or accomplish, or a quality of, okay, if I want to be a more kind person, I assume that feeling and act as if over and over every time I come in contact with someone in my life. And so I'm grateful for the opportunity to express that freedom of acting as if. When the shed was finished, I began to act as if, okay, I'm going to act as if I can record in here. I want to act as if I don't necessarily have to go book another studio, but I can do some of the work here and then go to another studio to finish it up. And so I began to use my imagination and act as if. And this new single that I sang earlier this morning, I did my background vocals, a couple of the other background vocals here, the keyboard, and then took it to my friend Cody's to finish up the recording. But I acted as if this was already a place where I could record. And so I continue to use my imagination and act as if this is a sanctuary where I can have other songwriters come and create with me. I can create recordings myself. I can just be in here to remember to just kind of be present, and to get my head together for the day. So acting as if is one of the greatest freedoms that we have, using our imagination to become the people and have the freedom to be who we are, free to be me in this space and act as if I am that which I want and that I want to be. The next one, the next thing that freedom means to me is the freedom to speak my truth. Earlier in my life, I think my throat chakra just closed up through just different circumstances in my life, and being in a Baptist family and being so different than that teaching, and having that break and not feeling like I could be who I had to be, who other people thought I was or who they wanted me to be. And that never works out. I don't know if you're anything like me, but if you tried that, you know that it never works out to try to be someone else. And I'll take responsibility in that I gave my power away and I allowed them to take my voice away. And I shut my throat chakra, kind of closed up. I really believe in our physical body and in the energetic body of the chakras, and how important it is to acknowledge them and keep them open and spinning. That's how I look at it anyway. And my throat chakra, I could not speak my truth. I was unable, I gave that power away. And so my part of my freedom of being myself has been to learn how to open that back up. At the time that I came out, I couldn't express myself at all. And I had a whole world of Baptist people around me. And so I wound up at an open mic night at a piano bar in Dallas called John L's. And they asked me to come play on a Tuesday night. And I think that John L's and music kind of saved my life through that time, because I was still able to, it didn't completely shut down. I couldn't speak it. I couldn't have a conversation with someone and tell them what I felt, but I could express it through my songs and through my music. And so that was the way that I kept my communication and my throat chakra kind of a little open. And as my life has gone on, I'm going to be 60 this year. So I'm still learning. Sometimes I feel like I'm just now learning how to speak my truth. I guess better late than never. Maya Angelou has this beautiful quote, and she says, "There is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside of you." And I had that agony for a long time in my life and didn't even have, maybe it was the courage, but I didn't think I had the ability to speak my truth and to tell my story. And it's been a lifelong journey for me. I'm grateful for my friendship with Karen, because we just did a retreat in Oregon, and this just occurred to me as I was preparing this talk, that we would get through with all of our programming and all the things that we were doing. And at night we'd go and hang out and just talk. And I noticed about myself that I was kind of exercising that freedom of speaking my truth in a very, I wasn't thinking about it. I just was sharing with her stories from my life, and feeling my throat chakra open up and feeling my ability to speak my truth opening up more. And it's a great freedom to be able to say what you need to say and express what you need to express. There's another quote by an unknown author. I don't know who wrote this, but it says, "Don't put energy into trying to be someone you're not." I could just stop there, because that was most of my life. And I'm grateful that I have the ability and the freedom to choose a different path and to speak my truth. You can't live a lie forever. Be true to yourself, whether others understand you or not. Speak your truth loud enough and often enough, and you will find your like-minded people. I'm so grateful that I have found my like-minded people in Center for Spiritual Living in Reno, in all the different places that I've traveled. There in Southeast Louisiana with Reverend Larrye and with you all. I can't wait to get back there in person. But just finding my tribe and finding a safe place to be able to express myself, to speak my truth, to open my throat chakra, and to allow other people to do the same with me, and to be a safe place for them as they have become for me. I'm grateful for you. And then the third thing that freedom means to me is the freedom to access the present moment. All these freedoms to me are really pulled together in taking 100% responsibility for how I show up in the world and what I make things mean. And a lot of times we can get pulled into the past and think, make things mean something because of what happened in the past, or out of a fear of the future, or what we think might happen in the future, or what is not in the present moment. We have a tendency to make things mean all kinds of different things. And I like to exercise the freedom of coming back to the present moment. and taking a breath when I need to, remembering to just be present. Danny and I took a camping trip last weekend. It was at the end of the weekend. My weekend started that weekend on Sunday. And so we went Sunday, Monday, Tuesday to a little place, Boca Reservoir. It's about 30 minutes away. And we went camping. And Danny had to come back to do some work on Monday morning. And so I was there by myself with the dogs. And we hung a couple of hammocks, and I was hanging in the hammock trying to figure out what it was going to be, what I was going to talk about, and how I was going to do this talk. And I sat there in the hammock, and I just I kind of rocked myself and breathed and just kind of listened. It's okay. Well, what does freedom mean to me? And it began to download, and I began to get the ideas, and I began to get the inspiration for what I would talk about. And we sang the song Breathing In, Breathing Out a little bit earlier. And I'd like to revisit that because there's a meditation that I'd like to just encourage you to do as you go through your week this week. And when you breathe in, say the words, I am. I am. And when you exhale, say home, home. I learned this meditation from my friend Chi Sing. I was playing at Unity Church in Dallas, and a guy came up to me. He was like a short little Buddhist monk. He had on his brown robe, shaved head. I was like, oh, how cool. What's he going to say? And he came up and he said, would you happen to be the Gary Floyd that played at my youth camp when I was in junior high? I'm like, that'd probably be me. And this is weird because there's your Buddhist monk. How did that happen? But he said I was a Baptist kid. And then he also had kind of a break from that whole tradition, and he became a Buddhist monk. And he said, I just wanted you to know that your music that week really moved me and touched me. It was a full circle moment for me because I felt like that part of my life really just didn't exist anymore. And that it just didn't make any difference. And so for him to come and tell me that helped me to kind of pull a lot of those pieces back together and, into one place. And so I was very grateful for Ji Sing, but he taught me walking meditation. And when we'd walk on the left foot, we'd say, I am. And then we'd take the right foot, home. I am home. I am home. So I'd like to encourage you this week in your breathing, if you need to be reminded to come back to the present moment, take that in breath and just say, I am. And then when you take your exhale, home. I am home. And that's the truth. We are home in the present moment. And if we use that freedom just to access the present moment, it's the kingdom. It's where the kingdom is. That's my old Baptist teaching. But the kingdom of heaven is within you. Kingdom of God is within you. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. That's the present moment. And that is where paradise is if we allow it to be. So there's the freedom to act as if, and use your imagination to create whatever you want to create. And it's not always a shed, but sometimes it's just, I just want to create more compassion and empathy in my life. Act as if you're already compassionate, and so be it. It will be. The freedom to speak your truth in love, say the things that you need to say, open your throat chakra so things don't get stuck in you, and just open your heart and your mind to speak the things that you need to say and to speak your truth in love, and to be grateful for the like-minded people in the community that you find that it's safe to do that, and that you can be that safe place for other people to do it back. And then the freedom to access the present moment, right here, right now, is all there is ever. And we get pulled into the future, or we get pulled into the past. and forget that all we ever have to do is just deal with this present moment. And there's such freedom in accessing present moment awareness. Eckhart Tolle says this: as soon as you honor the present moment, all unhappiness and struggle dissolve, and life begins to flow with joy and ease. When you act out present moment awareness, whatever you do becomes imbued with a sense of quality, care, and love. Even the most simple action. Even the most simple action of watching my two dogs, Judah and Bodhi. That's the best way for me to get into the present moment in my life right now, is just to spend time with them, because they are fully in the present moment. And that love that you get back from a pet or a dog or a cat is just one of the most beautiful things in the world. And I'm not saying go out and get a pet, but if you have a pet, you know what I'm talking about. And I'm grateful for that opportunity too, to be able to experience the present moment with other life forms, aliens too. So I'm grateful for this time that I've been able to share with you. I hope that there's something here that you can take home with you and will inspire you to be free to be you, as I am grateful that I can free to be me now in my life, more every day. And I love you all. I got another song for you. It's coming up next. And thank you, Reverend Larry, again, for allowing me to share with you this morning. I love you all. I'll see you soon.
What a wonderful message that Gary gave us. Let's end in prayer. Knowing that the presence of Spirit is right here, that love and joy and freedom and creativity of life, that presence of intelligence and profound love that guides us and shows us the way, is right here where we are, ready to instill into each of us the freedom to embrace all that we can be. That fullness of Spirit is in each of us, flowing in, through, and as us. And we live in the present moment, aware of all of life and the good that surrounds us, knowing that our lives are meant to be lived with us free to be who we are here to be. I'm so happy and grateful to know the truth and to remember that the God without is the God within each of us. I know that what is true for me is true for everyone. And I release this word into the law of mind, spirit, and action, knowing that it manifests for our highest good. Releasing it into the heart of God that always says yes and always calls it done, so I can just say amen. And we can affirm it together. And so it is. I want to thank everybody that continues to contribute so that we can find a new place and open up again and be in person, and of course continue our online services. Enjoy our offertory song.
From the love of your Spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal, bless, and prosper. It does good work in the world and returns to me multiplied me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal, bless, and prosper. It doesn't work in the world and returns to me, multiplied abundantly. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is.
You can find all of the information for donating at our website at CSL Southeast LA.org. You can use the donate button there, or you can use Zella or Venmo at 225-287-8887. You can text your amount to 1-225-320-5100, or you can mail your donation to CSL Southeast Louisiana, care of Reverend Larrye-Marie Heil, 445 Magnolia Wood Avenue, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, 70808. We thank you for your tithes and donations, and we appreciate the fact that you are giving gifts that are flowing out to everyone we touch. This song that Gary is singing as the offertory is a great summary of his message. It's called Be a Boy Again.
So in wrapping up the talk now, Free to Be Me, this is my musical version of that. If I could be a boy again, I'd throw my caution to the wind, be the man I might have been. If I could be a boy again, if I could be a boy again, I'd be at home in my own skin, try my best to not blend in. If I could be a boy again, this is now and that was then. Tell me, how do I begin to find out what I thought I'd lost was never really missing? If I could be a boy again, I'd do it all from start to end. Remember when to breathe it in. If I could be a boy again, but time can only turn in one direction. So don't let a moment pass you by. Grab it while you can, and then let it go again. Watch time fly. If I could be a boy again, I'd throw my caution to the wind, be the man I might have been. If I could be a boy again. And my favorite book that my mom used to read me, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. Be a boy again. Oh, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can.
Next week, we continue this month of July with our theme of freedom, and we have a talk and music by Karen Drucker. You don't want to miss her talk. It's absolutely fabulous. I hope you'll decide to join us. Thank you for joining us today. I invite you to like us on Facebook at Center for Spiritual Living, Southeast Louisiana. And please follow us on our YouTube channel at CSL SELA. And it's just about time to join in our community time, which is a live discussion that follows the service every Sunday at 11:45 a.m. You have a little bit of time to go get a cup of coffee or some tea, and then dial into our conference line. The number is 540-792-0192, and the participation code is 475220. We hope you'll join us. And so in closing, just remember, Disney claims to be the happiest place on earth, but we at the Center for Spiritual Living in Southeast Louisiana know that we are absolutely the most joyful. I want to remind you to go out and support Gary. Information about his website is out on our website at CSLSoutheastLA.org. And now, until we meet again, may you be wrapped in the arms of love and kindness. And may you remember to appreciate the gift that you've been given, that choice to be all of who you are. And when we step fully into acting from that place within us that knows the truth of our own being, what I know is we feel very much alive.
Alive, alive, alive forevermore. My spirit is alive, alive forevermore. Alive, alive, alive forevermore. My spirit is alive. Sing hallelujah, sing hallelujah. My spirit is alive forevermore. Sing hallelujah, sing hallelujah. My spirit is alive. Alive, alive, alive forevermore. My spirit is alive, alive forevermore. Alive, alive, alive forevermore. My spirit is alive. Sing hallelujah, sing hallelujah. My spirit is alive forevermore. Sing hallelujah, sing hallelujah. My spirit is